Hey guys, this is Shaun of the Dead. I just wanted to show you a few things here. Got a little bit of ammo kind of showing off here. Got a bug out bag over there. Bug out bag over there. AK-47 up over there on the wall. Got some mosquito netting up behind me. I wanted to talk to you guys today about some zombie fundamentals and preparedness plans and essential gear and what kind of zombies will you realistically be going against. Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what you're going to be going against first, because that's the most important thing. Is you must know your enemy. Your enemy is a zombie. So, first things first. There is going to be no little outbreak monkey. There is no patient zero. There's going to be no special little person that gets infected with something and goes out and turns into a zombie and bites somebody and then bites somebody else and somebody else and somebody else and somebody else until next thing you know, the whole world's covered with zombies. We are way too advanced that if we find out, and we will quickly find out within the first couple of days that a bite transmits this disease, it won't take long before we start quarantining off areas and shooting people if they don't comply, and locking them up, checking them out, strip searching them, to make sure that there's no bites on them, hold them in a container for as long as we know that it takes for them to change, call it 24 hours for somebody to change. That seems pretty appropriate. If you're a Max Brooks fan, for one, I apologize. I'm sorry for you. For two, in his newest movie, it was a 12-second count, and bam, you're a zombie. Just that quick. That's pretty freaking quick. Rage virus, it was a little faster than that, 28 days later. So it depends on what you're looking at. Now, I'm not looking at that. Those are not what's going to happen. There's not some special secret lab out there concocting a zombie virus that they're going to turn loose and turn the world into zombies. If they are, it's going to go like this. It's going to be an inoculation by the UN or by most likely the American government that wants to inoculate the soldiers because we want bigger, badder, tougher, stronger, faster soldiers. We want Captain freaking America, okay? So we want a super soldier serum. So we're going to have this inoculation thing we're going to give our folks. It's going to help them, fight off certain sicknesses and diseases and viruses and things like that. Certain bacteria. They might be able to drink more unhealthy water or something, with this inoculation. Certain bacteria won't bother them. It will also deaden the nerve endings and make the pain sensors, start to, forget about all the extra pain that you're going through. Because what you want is you want a combat effective troop. So you have a troop running through the field, he gets shot. Well, if the edge of the pain is off, they throw some quick clot on there so he doesn't bleed out, and he's back up with his firearm and he's going out and taking out, the freaking bad guys. Straight up. Okay? So, real quick, you go in there, you take out the bad guys, you get shot up a little bit. Well, you're not in as much pain because your nerve endings are deadened to pain. And it takes away your pain sensory. On purpose, because you don't want the person to feel pain. You want them to feel like they're in a constant state of shock where they're feeling no pain. And then next thing you know, it's going to start, another thing they're going to put in there is they're going to put in there something that, kind of like PCP used to do back in the day. People would come out of a house all cracked out on PCP, cops would unload mag after mag into them, and they'd come out and they'd stab a cop, before they would go down, because they were just all whacked out on drugs, and they didn't even have a heart left. They blew holes through their chest, and they didn't stop, okay? That's going to be more like what you're looking at. So they want your soldiers to go harder, stronger, faster, but still be human, not drugged out, because you're not going to be feeling the effects of drugs. So it deadens your nerves so you don't feel pain. It helps you fight on after where you should have been stopped because of death, and it makes you more or less immune to most, sicknesses. Well, whatever delivery system that they're going to use, whatever virus or infection or disease that they're going to use as a delivery system for this, is going to mutate and go out of control. Hence, zombie apocalypse. So what's going to happen is they're going to mutate into zombies. They're going to get this crazy fever. It's going to burn their head up, and their brain is going to burn like hot fire, And the only thing that's going to be left is primitive man brain, right? It's going to be very, very animalistic. They're going to think about food, and they're going to think about anger, and they're going to think about attack. That's it. Food, anger, attack, brah. That's it. They're not going to think about pain. They don't feel pain. You've already taken care of that, so you can shoot them 100 times in the body. I mean, if you pop them in the chest with a shotgun, you'll see a physical reaction because you're dealing with a physiological human. You're dealing with that human physiology, so it's going to react certain ways to certain type of stimuli because it will move those directions. Being a martial arts instructor, I understand how to manipulate the human body to do certain things by hitting certain points on the body, and how to manipulate a joint or something. Even if it doesn't hurt, the body is going to follow in a certain direction, especially if you have control of the head. Okay, so it's the same thing. If you hit somebody hard enough in the side, they're going to spin, even if it doesn't hurt them or doesn't stop them. They might do a complete 360 and come around and keep on going. And so there's things to be afraid of. Another thing is, it has to happen with all the military bases have to collapse at once, or else we would stop it. Everyone's on leave, everyone's been discharged, they go home, boom. People and now all across the world, all the military bases, all the NATO troops go back to their home countries, and it has to be a global pandemic that happens all right around the same time. Bam, 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 bam. You have all these little patient zeros. Pow, 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 pow. Oh wow, what happened over here? What happened in Istanbul? What happened in Turkey? What happened in Russia? What happened in China? What happened in America? Oh crap, we have all these people. All of our military bases went nuts. Everyone started becoming cannibals. They're like rabies. Ah, what's going on? Ah, yeah, that's right. It's because it has to be that way, or we would stop it. That's the only logical zombie attack. So that now you know what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a physiological form of a human person. So it's gonna react to certain stimuli to a certain degree. It's going to feel no pain. It has no fear. The only thing it has is anger and hunger going for it, and attack. So that's what you're dealing with. And it doesn't care about beating its head or its hands against your door. It will destroy its own face to try to get its head through the door to bite you. It will shove its head through pains and pains and pains of glass, cutting and shredding its face open just to get one bite of your flesh. Okay? So people are always trying to talk about covering themselves in an ichor of zombies to try to mask themselves. I believe that they're going to have that animalistic smell. They're going to start to get this keen smell, keen hearing, and their vision may be keen also. I mean, things would be uncertain. It's not going to be like any of the movies or shows that you've ever seen. It's not going to be like that. One of the things, that big misconception is that everyone's going to make this mass exodus out of the city, and then everything, and you're going to walk around and the zombies are like, and you can walk over there and you can pull out your trusty old machete and chop down a zombie, and then go over to the next zombie, chop that one, okay, it's cool, no problem, shh, I got a zombie. No. And by all means, Max Brooks fans, you do not, under any circumstances, unless you are a kendo master, use a sword to kill a zombie. Okay? I am not a kendo master. I am not going to use a sword to kill a zombie. Unless you've been chopping down bamboo trees for decades, and you are sufficient and efficient at, on the fly, just walking up and going, and chopping down a bamboo tree, then you might be able to decapitate a zombie. Unless you can do that, and you have to have a real sword to do that. You're going to have a Kill Bill type of sword. You're going to have to go to that special guy in a special place and be like, give me a folded metal sword that's, like it was of your ancestors. You're going to have a real sword. You can't buy some crap sword from, some crappy little place that's made out of a plastic handle and that much tang to it. No, that's not going to work. You're going to hit a zombie and it's going to shatter. It's going to bend the sword blade. It's going to break the plastic on it. Now, Cold Steel does make some good stuff, so you could probably pick up one of their swords, and it would probably be fine. But you're not a kendo master, so leave it alone, okay? If you're using a machete, then you're already in a problem. You need a hammer. You need like something with a small spike on the end that's only about this long. There's enough to get inside the brain, and something that's bigger at the top and goes down to a small point, so you can go pow, and it goes in and out. You just want to pop that brain, or take a framing hammer, or some type of a hammer, and just go bam, crush that skull, you know, bust up some part of the brain, and go on. It's going to be the primitive part of the brain, so you're going to have to aim for the T section here. You have to snap the central nervous system right where the spine and the skull meet. You snap that, you can shut them off. You know, that's what you need to take care of is the nervous system. Because they're animals and they're mindless. They're burning hot with fever. Okay? You want something over your neck so they don't bite you. You need stuff that's multi-purpose. Not only is this neck protection, but if I get out someplace and I don't trust the water, I can put it over my canteen cup, I can ball it up real good and tight, and I can filter the crap out of something pretty well with this. Then I can boil it, and then put a little something in it to make sure it doesn't taste like absolute crap, and then you can have something to drink. So you want something that's multi-purpose. And of course Max Brooks always talks about, oh, well, if you have long hair, you're going to die. If you got baggy clothes, you're going to die. If you got this and that, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to die. I have long hair. But I understand through, you know, playing tackle football with no real rules that I've been tackled by my ponytail before, and I've gotten caught playing paintball before and brush and get stopped, and it's like, oh, and I get shot up because my hair is stuck in a vine. I learned how to stow that crap real quick. If a person has long hair, they probably know how to get along with it just fine. A guy out there I used to play with had hair all the way down to his butt. Never got it caught once. Just saying. Clothing. You don't want baggy clothes, no. Not something that's fallen off of you, but you want something that's loose, you know, loose-fitting enough that you can have complete full range of motion. If you need a kick in a door, you don't need something so tight that you can't pick your leg up and you're going to burst your crotch out of your pants because you're trying to kick a door in. You know, you don't need that crap. You need to have something that's loose-fitting enough that you have full range of hip motion, full range of arm motion, full range of being able to maneuver where you want, squat, get up, move around. You need something that's going to be durable also. I love ripped up jeans, and you've probably seen in my videos ripped up jeans. I'll probably be wearing something like this in the zombie apocalypse because it's, for one, ripstop, it's smooth, it's going to be easier to repel water off of, it dries out fast. If I'm going to be out there hot and sweaty and the temperature drops cooler at night, I have the potential for hypothermia. So there's all kinds of aspects you need to think about whenever you start choosing what you're going to be wearing. Now, one thing I want to talk about real fast, while we still have a little bit of time left, I'm trying not to run too long on this. I'm trying to hit some high points, and then you can shoot back, talk about specifics on my bug-out bags and on different firearms, and I'll make a part 2 to this and talk a little bit more in depth about some other stuff. But one thing I have to hit on, absolutely must be said, is all like these survival show, like Doomsday Preppers and all that. You know, people are stockpiling gold and silver and some are copper even, and they're getting out there and they're doing that stuff. They have food and water and guns and ammo and stuff. That's great, but then they have gold and silver and crap. It's an economic collapse, and I'm going to be rich with gold wherever everything comes back. You can't eat gold. You can't eat it. It does nothing for you. You can't eat silver. You can't eat copper. It's not going to happen. You know, I'll tell you what the next what the real true currency is. It's right here, and that's why I showed you this. This is cold hard currency. This is cash. It's brass currency with projectiles, primers, and powder. That is your currency. Bullets. Bullets are your real currency. If you have bullets, then that means you can get the things you need. You can get food. You can go out and hunt it and kill it. You can defend yourself against marauders. You can defend yourself against zombies. You can trade and barter with it to get goods and services from somebody else that might have a skill that you need or an item that you need. Also, you know, like I said, you can go out and hunt your own food. You can use this to go into to a place, clear it out of zombies, fortify the area, and now you've taken over a new location. This is where you are at. Everything's going to start to be like Book of Eli at some point. So the more ammo you have, the better off you'll be. Caches. You need to have caches stored all over the place. On the way to your bug out location, you need to have caches every so often. And then as you get to your next cache, pull it up. You have more guns, ammo, food, water. Go. Next one, more guns, ammo, food, water. Go. You know, and you should keep your ammo and you should keep your firearms to a certain set of firearms that you have for your primary and your sidearm, you know, and keep all your stuff pretty much the same. You don't want to carry around 4 or 5 different kind of guns with 4 or 5 different calibers, and you don't want to cache, you know, an AK-47 and ammo with this cache on the way there whenever you're walking around starting out your zombie apocalypse with an AR-15. That's ridiculous. Because if you still have your AR-15 when you get there, now you have 2 guns. Now you're just going to have to stick this one in your cache, grab your AK and go on your way. Now what happens if you come across a bunch of soldiers that are down, that either were zombies and shot or are currently zombies, and you dispatch the zombies? Now you can pick up that soldier's ammo and mags and use them in this weapon when you can't in an AK. So you got to think ahead on a certain level of what you're going to carry. What is going to be the most prevalent form of ammunition? 9mm is going to be a pretty prevalent form of ammunition. You know, 223, 5.56 NATO is going to be a pretty prevalent form of ammunition. AK-47 is prevalent, but not as prevalent because our soldiers